Hi everyone. Is it possible to pass 6 certifications in 6 months? Well, one person was actually able to pull this off, and he gave all of his tips for passing these exams quickly and simply in a very, very short time frame. We're going to go through all of those tips so you too might be able to pass 6 certifications in 6 months. But first of all, who am I? I'm David McLaughlin. I've helped 45,000 students pass their project management professional or agile certifications all around the world with thousands of 5-star reviews, lots of people enjoying those courses, and I've helped more than 1 million people study and pass for their PMP certifications through my series on YouTube. Now, the person who passed all of these certifications writes he passed his PMP, ACP, PBA, which is the Practicing Business Analyst, Risk Management Professional, Program Management Professional, and Portfolio Management Professional in that order within 6 months. It's been a brutal ride, he says, and he's glad it's over, but it is doable with the right tools and the right knowledge. And the reason he wanted to do this was to make a pivot from the military into the corporate world. I see this quite a lot, and the military is actually a great training ground as well for projects because there's a lot of ambiguity, volatility, and uncertainty in those environments. So getting these certifications is a great way to bridge the gap between military leadership experience and his private sector expectations. And his main goal was to do this without getting an MBA or without having any prior corporate experience. So a really, really good goal, I think. And his main goal, though, here is helping everyone else with their journeys and showing how he did it so we could potentially replicate it. And in each of these certifications, he got above target for his scores. And he did break them down into more detail. Some of them were at target in the nitty-gritty of the details, but overall, he ended up with AT, which is an amazing achievement, truly an amazing achievement. So how did he do it? Well, there were 2 overall ideas that he kept for all of these certifications that helped him pass. And the first one is to read, reread, and then keep reading the ECOs, which is the exam content outline. These are available for all of these different exams. They're different for each one, and they're available for free from PMI's website, from the Project Management Institute's website. So he says much of the language used in these ecos will appear on the exams in some way, shape, or form. And it's also going to help you guide your studying, what you have to study with any of the reference materials. So you know if it matches the eco, then you're probably going in the right direction. So that's a great first tip. Incidentally, I have a video on the PMP exam content outline. I'll put that up in the top there. Check it out if you want to, if you're doing your PMP. But the second overall tip was documenting his project management experience. And I think this is a great tip. So he said he'd been in various leadership roles over the past 10 years, and he just maintained a master resume with detailed notes. Then he focused on writing clear, results-oriented experience summaries for each of those roles that tied directly back to the exam content outlines. So if it was projects for the PMP, then he would show how he led projects from initiation to closing or parts in between using waterfall or agile methodologies and managing stakeholders and managing benefits, and so on for all of these different certifications, matching it to the eco. He used strong action verbs and quantifiable outcomes. So we delivered this specific thing, or we went from 15% to 30% in this particular area. Quantifiable. He gave a number to it, and he emphasized the decision making and the strategy and the strategic impact that he had on those particular things. So he tailored his resume to the eco for each certification. A great tip for us all. Now, individual tips for each particular one. The PMP comes first. So how did he pass that? This is month number 1. He set out on this journey. Now you need 35 professional development units. That's around 35 contact hours of education in project management. And for that, he used PMI's authorized on-demand PMP prep. Now, he did say it's expensive. There are cheaper options out there, but he purchased this early on before discovering more cost-effective resources down the track. So he pivoted into Udemy, and there are a few great courses that will actually help you get 35 contact hours. I have a course on Udemy that will help you get your 35 contact hours as well. So, that's the sort of thing that you can do. It's a little bit cheaper and it might help you. But he said this was very helpful. It covered all of the right educational requirement, so that was good for him at the time. Then he studied the Pumbok Guide, 6th edition, the Pumbok Guide, 7th edition, and I really do recommend both of those books. I really enjoy them myself. And then he took PMI Study Hall Essentials. And a lot of people have used this for practice exams. It's a great way to see if you're in the right mindset for the exam. These are mini exams and full-length mock exams to test your skills before taking the real exam. So a great way to do it. These tips are fantastic. I've seen a lot of people pass using similar methods. So that's month 1 and the PMP. What about month 2? This is our Agile Certified Practitioner for month 2. And for that, at the time, he needed 21 professional development units or 21 contact hours. Now, today, you actually need 28 contact hours. So that has changed just recently. And again, I have a course on Udemy that gives you those 28 contact hours, which is a nice way to do it. A lot of people finding success there. But for this gentleman, he used PMI's authorized on-demand ACP exam prep. Again, he said it was expensive, and he said more affordable alternatives do exist, but he bought this early on. But it did fulfill the education requirement, so he was happy from that perspective. Now he looked at these primary references, the Agile Practice Guide, and this shows the Agile Manifesto and a few different frameworks in Agile. It's a good thing to study for your ACP. And then he used Study Hall for the PMI ACP, and he said this was very valuable. It was the practice exams, very, very handy to see if he was on the right path. He calls that the single most valuable prep tool. Again, it's a little bit more expensive, but a lot of people have found that very valuable. I also have practice exams on my Udemy course, so some people, if they have that already, then they can use that as additional prep. But Study Hall has also been very, very good. So that's month 2. Now then he moved into month 3 and he started working on his Professional in Business Analysis, or PMI PBA. For this one, now he started finding the Udemy courses, and he used Muhammad El-Hout's The Ultimate PMI PBA Exam Prep Course. It fulfilled the education requirement of 35 contact hours. And he said it was so-so learning. He said you get what you pay for, but it was useful for checking the PDU box. So that's a very, very good thing. Now, the primary resource that he read was the PMI PBA Certification Study Guide, 2nd edition by Elizabeth Larson. And he said it also ends with a 100-question practice exam with full explanations, which is very, very useful. There was 5-day access to a larger bank of online practice questions too. And a 30-day option was available for $99. But he said 5 days was actually enough to get through everything with a very focused effort, so he didn't need to pay that extra money, and that's handy to know. And then he skimmed over the PMI guides. So the PMI Guide to Business Analysis for Practitioners, the Benefits Realization Management Practice Guide, and the Standard for Earned Value Management. He also listened to the HBR Guide for Building Your Business Case by Raymond Sheen to pass his PBA in month 3. And then, once he'd done that, moving on to month 4 and the Risk Management Professional exam. For this, he needed 30 PDUs or contact hours of Risk Management Professional education. And he used Soren Dimistruku's Risk Management Professional Udemy course, which satisfied the education hours and was a decent overview, but it wasn't his core prep in the end. He read through the Risk Management in Portfolios, Programs and Projects Practice Guide from PMI, and he said that was the most directly applicable reference for the exam. So if you're taking it, definitely read through that practice guide. And then he went back to PMI Study Hall and used the PMI RMP Study Hall to do the practice exams, and that really helped him get up to speed and see if he was on the right track for the real exam. Now that was month 4 and RMP, and then moving into month 5, he went into the Program Management Professional, the PGMP. For this, he used the primary guide, which is the Standard for Program Management, 5th edition from PMI. This is the primary resource, and it's actually what the exam is based on, so that was very, very helpful. For the PGMP, he took Allah Sultan's PGMP Program Management Real Practice Exams, 5th edition, and PGMP Advanced Real Practice Exams, 5th edition 2024, on Udemy. Both of those were on Udemy, and a great way to practice, again, taking those practice exams to see if he was on track. He said it was actually highly aligned with the real exam, which is great, and it cited rationale directly from the 5th edition book, which he used as his reference, along with the page numbers. So that was very, very handy. Then he listened to a few extra things: get on track, agile and lean program management, how to manage complex programs, and a few other things as he was preparing and passing his PGMP in month 5. Which brings us to the last month, month 6, and the Portfolio Management Professional. For this, he used the Standard for Portfolio Management 3rd edition, reading through this particular guide from PMI. The exam and the exam content outline are still based on this edition as of June 2025, so that's very, very handy to know. PMI lists the 4th edition on their site, but the 3rd is still the best resource, he says. Now, he also did read the Standard for Portfolio Management 4th edition. Good for additional context, but don't use it as your foundation currently, as he says. Then he did more practice exams. So he went through the Portfolio Management Real Practice Exams from Allah Sultan in 2025, and both of these are on Udemy. Again, helping you to understand if you're ready and seeing where your gaps might be as you practice for taking the real exam. And overall, those general tips plus those specific tips, that is how one person was able to pass 6 certifications in 6 months. Truly an amazing achievement. And it's also something that we know if someone can do it, then maybe, just maybe, we can do it too. I believe in you, and I believe if you do focus and put in your best efforts, then you too can pass 6 certifications in 6 months. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.